Hey guys, welcome back to the stream and welcome back to Minecraft. Here we are. Hey, welcome back to Minecraft. It's again very warm today. My brain is a bit mushy, so this will be a pretty calm stream, I guess. Hey Larentel. Yeah, meow. That's Dicky Dick. He's greeting us. Hello, Dicky Dick. But yeah, it's warm and I injured my pinky, so I can't use it. So I can't press shift or control very well, so... Luckily, Minecraft has an inbuilt feature that if you press W twice, you start running as well. So I can run, but I can't crouch. So that's the thing. But yeah, there's a couple of things I want to do today. There's a couple of things I discovered while playing off stream. So I want to show you guys. Is it dark? Yeah, it is. And I want to continue working with the villagers, what we started on last time. And I actually made a little list, so I wouldn't forget anything. Okay, so let's start with the first thing I discovered. And it has to do with fishing. Well, not necessarily with fishing, but I discovered it while fishing, so... I finally figured out how mending works in the game. And I figured it out when I was fishing. Noisy, drowned guys. Because I was fishing and I accidentally fished up a fishing rod with mending. But when you're fishing, you get experience. And hopefully a fish will bite soon, so we don't have to stare at this bobber for 20 minutes. But yeah, if you look at my XP bar, it's now underneath the third heart from the right. You see a little bit gets added, like a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of experience. And your fishing rod actually breaks a little bit. But then I fished up a fishing rod which had mending. And if you catch something with this, you still get experience. But it gets added to the durability of the fishing rod. So the fishing rod is now at like 3/4 or something like that. It slowly repairs itself, but you don't get experience for your levels. So that's pretty handy. I mean, if you want to enchant stuff, you don't want the levels added to your equipment, but it's very nice that you can repair your equipment like that. So, hey, Pris. So I want to get a lot of mending, but I've never gotten it from the enchanting table, so I guess we'll need the villagers for that. So, yeah, that's how that works. So if we can get mending on our equipment, then you basically never need equipment unless you die in a pit of lava or something. But yeah, we need to get mending somehow, so I guess we can get that from the villagers, but we need to set up our villagers, so we'll get on that later in the stream. Okay, so something else I discovered has to do with cactus. So I think I told you guys how annoying it is to farm cactus, because cactus breaks everything that comes into contact with it. But I think how the game works is that the needles of the cactus are actually inside the block next to it. So basically the cactus has like a circle around it of needles, because I wanted to do like what I did with the kelp and stuff like that, that you place an observer and that sees when it grows, and then the piston goes and it breaks the cactus. But as you can see here, when I place the observer... Do I have a block? No, I don't have a block. Wait. When I tried to place the observer next to the cactus, this happened. The cactus instantly breaks. So there can't be... And you can't place it again. So there can't be a block next to cactus. So then I thought, okay, I don't place the observer there, I'll just place a piston here and I'll manually activate it when I want to harvest the cactus. But as you can see, all of those cacti have grown, but these ones haven't, because as soon as they grow, it breaks. Cactus demands a personal circle. Yeah, they need personal space. But they can't grow taller than this, because as soon as it grows, it breaks off and a little piece of cactus falls on the floor. So actually, a cactus farm is just as simple as placing blocks next to the cactus and it will just fall off. So I didn't redesign this because I plan on moving everything underground anyway. But when I place this one underground, I'll probably just add water flows underneath it going... Oh, there. One broke off. I heard it. I guess it fell on the other cactus and immediately got destroyed, but okay. So I'll just place water underneath it and a hopper, and you don't have to do anything. It will just automatically collect itself, I guess. So that's convenient. If we ever need like 10 boxes of green dye for something. Okay, let's see. What else have I got? I've got this. Yeah, so I wanted to illustrate the importance of Fortune 3 on your pickaxe. So this is 64 blocks of diamonds that I collected a while ago. Do I have something to get up there? No. Okay, wait. 1 second. What the fuck is that? That's just a block of diamonds. I showed you guys this, right? The collection of ores I got from mining everything underground. I guess by going here I also spoiled one of the other things I wanted to show you guys. I've been collecting cats. And I have every color now. So yeah, this is my life now. My life is meowing. I need scaffolding. Wait, where did I put my scaffolding? Oh wait, maybe it's upstairs. Yeah, well, we'll look at them closer in a minute. So cute and loud. Yes, they're very loud. And I mean, they're not even necessarily loud, but because there's so many of them, it's just a continuous meowing. Okay, so this is 64 blocks of diamonds that I gathered like weeks ago when or I think months ago when I was digging out the minecart track. So normally you'd get 64 diamonds, but because we have Fortune 3 on our pickaxe, we should get a lot more. So that's why I'm so particular about my pickaxes, and that's why I want mending, because it's hard to get all these enchantments on your pickaxes. I actually got pretty lucky because I made a new pickaxe and I just wanted efficiency on it so I could mine faster, and I got Silk Touch. So that was nice. But yeah, if we can get villagers to sell us those enchantments rather than depend on luck, that would be very nice. Okay, so that was 64 blocks of diamonds, and now we get more than twice as much. So that's why I really like the fortune enchantment, especially for stuff you don't get that often, like diamonds. Hello, cats. But yeah, that's kind of why I'm focusing on the villagers now, because I want those librarian villagers. So I can get easier enchantments on my pickaxes and stuff. Okay, what else have I got? Oh, right. I was messing around with redstone, of course. And I showed you guys this kelp farm last time, I think. But what I didn't show you guys in detail is it basically works with the observers, right? So the observers see the plant growing, they send a signal to the piston pushes, the plant breaks, and we collect it with the hopper, or we should. But kelp has this strange property of sometimes not growing well or not triggering the observer or something. So I wanted to add something that just makes the piston go every once in a while, just in case something gets stuck or messed up. So I added these light sensors on the edges. So I figured when it gets dark, the pistons will go, and then at the start of the day, when it turns light again, the pistons will go again. But somehow they are now triggering like 4 or 5 times a day. So I made a little testing thingy here with a light sensor, and it turns out that it's not an... I thought it was just on-off, right? Like dark, it's off, light, it's on. But it actually sends a signal strength depending on how much light there is. So you can see here I marked it. At midday, it's 15 signal strength. And you see right now, it's the start of the day or the end of the day, it's like 7. And at dusk, it's like 2. And then when it's finally like midnight, it turns all the way off. So that's why apparently the observers can detect different signal strengths. So they are firing a couple of times a day now. But then what I was thinking, for maybe sometime in the future, we might be able to use this to make like a working clock tower. And not with like our hands, but like with a bell that chimes at certain times of the day. Like at sunrise, it will ring once, and then at midday it will ring twice, and at sunset it will ring 3 times or something. Like just an audio and maybe audio visual if you can hook up some lights to it or something. Just something to help us know what time of day it is, and as far as that matters. But I think it will just be cool, right? To add like, I don't know, a little church or something with a clock tower, and then the bell will ring when the sun sets and stuff. So yeah, I thought it was cool, but I'll have to figure out how to actually make it work. Your villagers will panic each time the clock sounds. Oh well, but I don't have anywhere to go, so that shouldn't matter too much, right? Or we could use like note blocks instead of a clock, I don't know. It was just something that went through my mind. We'll figure out the details later. Villagers. Yeah, they're not slaves, they're villagers. They like it here, I think. Okay, what's else on my list? Virtue that. Right, okay, the cats are on my list. Okay, let's look at the cats. Okay, so one color is, or 2 colors are here. We've got like the yellowish cat with the blue eyes, and we've got the orange cat with the green eyes. And apparently cats start spawning when there are villagers around, because since I had the villagers, I've been collecting cats. Okay, so what else? This is the same yellow one as we have upstairs. It's really hard to crouch and walk around. Then we've got this like gray-white guy. We've got the gray with the yellow eyes. We've got the patchwork. And a white one with blue eyes. We've got sort of a Siamese cat going here. No kissy, guys. Yes. And then we have a completely black cat. We've got this one that looks like a penguin. We've got the stripy tiger one. And we've got a completely white one. That has heterochromia as well. Some of these cats have heterochromia. I think that's pretty cool. I'm not sure if that's based on like actual races, but acrobat cats. Yeah. They're standing on top of each other. Circus cats. But yeah, that's why I'm carrying a fish around in my inventory, because suddenly cats started showing up, and I was like, "Ooh, wait! I can collect all the colors. Nice." So that's why I started carrying fish, just all the time. But I guess I don't need that anymore because I actually got the achievement that I have all the colors. So we're done now. This is the max amount of cats that there will be in my base. And I've been collecting them underneath my base because this used to be there used to be a wall here. But as I said last time, I want to put a lot of the factory type stuff underground. So I started digging the underground space. And I just put on a podcast and started mining, and I might have been mining for a couple of days now. So this is the cave. Welcome to my new underground abode. Yeah. So this ceiling is actually the outside. You can see some grass here and there. That's literally the outside. It's a bit weirdly shaped over there because I hit the river. So I flooded my cave. So I had to go like slanted there. A+ reveal. Thank you. I wanted to make it a grand reveal. And the good thing is we're not there yet. So I'll keep working on this. Because I did some calculations. I actually have it written down on a notepad next to me how big all the automatic farms outside are. So I need this space completely to build all the farms. And some of the farms, like the kelp farm, are pretty high. So I also need the height. But then what I found out, kind of triggered by my little cat army here, is that sounds can be pretty annoying. And I was thinking, okay, like, let's say this farm. This is not that loud, right? There's a bit of running water sound. That's not too bad. And every once in a while you hear pistons. It's kind of okay. But then we have farms like this. This gets pretty loud. And I was like, okay, then we're building like a nice quaint farm here with some animals and some villagers working, and it will be nice and lovely. And then underneath your feet, you will hear this all the time. Which I didn't like the idea of that. So I was looking at trying to get rid of sounds, but there's no isolation. Like you can't add an extra layer of soil to stop the sound. The only way is to move further away from it. So by about here, you don't hear anything from it. So I actually measured that out, and it's like 15 or 16 blocks. Considering the nature of the chicken murder machine, will the animals handle it well to be underground the entire time? Why wouldn't they? I mean, they're in a box here and they don't have anything to eat, so I don't think it will matter if there's a roof above it. Sunlight? No, I don't think the game actually works with sunlight. I think it works with light. Because like the cactus grew underground as well, so that's plants. I mean, animals need sunlight as well, right? We need vitamin D and stuff like that, or we need to align our circadian rhythm. So we do need sunlight. Not all animals. There is animals that actually live completely in the dark, like some cave salamanders, like axolotl type stuff and so, but yeah, but in this game it's just light and not sunlight, because this cactus here has been growing fine and there's a solid roof above its head, so I don't think they mind. It's the same for the cats, actually. The cats are here. The dogs have been inside the house for ages. The parrots have been living inside the house all this time. I mean, there's a little bit of light coming in through the window, but it's not that much. So I don't think they'll care being underground. But yeah, I wanted to leave that 15, 16 block gap between the farms and the soil, so we don't hear the farms all the time when we are just outside. So that's why I'm going this deep, and I actually need to go down to this level. So I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 to 8 more layers to dig out before I can start building the farms. And I ended up in some caves, and some of those caves were waterlogged, so now I have a giant puddle inside my cave. You might hit a bell rock. Yeah, well, I almost did. Wait, can I show you quickly? Oh, there's the water. So I hit a cave here, which was completely filled with zombies and skeletons, so that was nice. And then somewhere over here, you can see the water is like a weird bell shape over here. It's because there used to be like a cave here. But because I mined all the blocks around it away, it's now just a bell of water because water physics are weird in Minecraft. So we now just have a water dome inside of our cave, I guess. And there's another one over there. You see that little hole in the side of the cave? There was another waterlogged cave. And there's more underneath here, so I need to clear out all this water and then I can mine out everything else. And I think I hit some water over there as well. And we have the river up there, so I need to figure out what to do with that as well. Because, oh wait, let me show... Oh no, the water... Oh no. Poor doggies. Stop flowing? Yes, thank you. I actually have the dogs here to protect me, because at some point I forgot to place a torch somewhere, sometime, and I was overwhelmed with skeletons and creepers and zombies and whatnot, so I brought my dogs down here with me to protect me if anything goes wrong again. And they all have armadillo armor, because I want to take care of them, right? Okay, but let's look outside, because I marked out where the cave should have been, because I didn't want to drown myself by digging into the river again. So this grass line, if you look down here, this is the cave. I can't look straight down because I can't crouch, and I don't want to fall off the edge. So this line is the edge of the cave. So the stones you see here are the same as we saw from inside the cave. So I'm trying to decide what to do with this. Let's look at it from above. Because I kind of need the space in the cave, I think. But now that I'm going deeper, I might not. So I'm not sure if I will keep that feature in the cave, like the slanted roof, or if I try to dig it out, but then I will dig into the river. So the question then becomes, do I just build a dam here to block the water and make this, I don't know, like a dock or a pier to kind of sell the straight line? Or I could try to make it like the natural flow of the river, so slope this down as well and just change the course of the river slightly. But I wasn't sold on that yet, so I guess if you guys have any ideas, let me know. But yeah, I was still thinking about it, what the nicest way would be to fix this. Or just leave it as it is and accept that the cave has like a weird roof on one end. And hope we don't run into space constraints down the road. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Laundry needs attention. Okay. Let's kill these guys because they are annoying me. for some reason, like you hear the sort of sizzling sound. They should be dying because they are in the sun, but because they are also in the water, they are getting put out instantly as soon as they catch on fire, which is kind of weird. That's Minecraft physics for you, I guess. Okay, let's see, what else have I got? Oh, right, the crafter. I figured out how the crafter works. But I actually disabled it because I needed bamboo. Rather than bamboo blocks. No, this one is to go. And then we put the crafter in here. Does it go this way? No. Some blocks can be oriented in different directions, and it's sometimes a bit tricky to figure out which way they want to go. Okay, let's try and crouching with a finger that works. I think this is the right direction. Looks like it. Will this accept the bamboo? Yeah, okay, cool. So how this works, the first time I put it down, I just put it down like this. And then stuff gets added here, and this is the same grid as like the crafting table, so I figured if 9 get put in here, it will output a bamboo block. But it didn't do anything. Wait, we can fill it up some more. So it starts filling its info, and it says it wants to make a block of bamboo, right? But it wasn't doing anything. And then I discovered it actually needs to be powered, so it needs an on and off signal, but you don't want to manually press a button because that defeats the entire purpose of this. So I used the comparator again, and the comparator sends out a signal strength, and it just measures how much is... Oh no, I blocked it now because it doesn't work when it's full. Which is kind of annoying, but I haven't figured out a way around that yet. So this is actually a quite simple setup. Because the comparator just measures how many items are in here. And it sends out that signal. And I've made this redstone line just exactly 9 blocks long. So there's 4 bamboo in there now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the signal reaches here. And when there's 9 in there, it has to craft a block. So when there's 9, it reaches this repeater, which powers the crafter, and it then spits out the block into the chest. So the blocks get added to the chest. And then it can accept new bamboo. It's sugarcane. So that works out quite nicely. So I think I automatically made like 4 stacks of blocks of bamboo. Which is very nice because that can be converted to planks, which can be converted into chests. Which I might want to automate at some point as well, but I haven't figured out how to do, like, because a chest is a hole in the middle, so I don't know how to stop it from putting something in the middle. But I'll figure that out at some point, I guess. But I actually need, like, regular bamboo now and not bamboo blocks, so let's remove this crafter for now again. And let's crouch somehow. Let's leave this here so I know where it is. And then I'm gonna clean up my inventory a little bit, and then we're going for another big reveal because the villagers have been working for quite some time and I kind of figured out how they work. I think, I hope, maybe. I need string. I need more scaffolding. No, I need more string. Because when I have to work in this cave and I want to reach the ceiling, I'm gonna need something to climb, but so, and I don't want to make dirt pillars everywhere, so that's why I need the scaffolding. And the button. I don't think we can put our cobblestone in here because everything got filled up by digging out the cave. That's why all the chests are here. So I can clean out my inventory quickly. And let's put the scaffolding in the chest upstairs. Nice. And we can put away the fish as well. We don't need them anymore. And I have to think of a more, I don't know, convenient place to put all these cats, because I just put them here so they were out of the way when I was digging, but this is not very, I don't know, useful. Maybe not the right word, but I don't like them there. Let's put it like that. So I might have to build like a kitty daycare at some point or something, just to house all these kittens. Maybe we can build a cat cafe. But for the cats rather than for humans. Kitty daycare sounds awesome. Yeah, we'll have to find a place to build it. That's the problem. And it will be like bottom of the list for now because there's so much more stuff I want to do. I mean, priority is moving stuff underground, so that will make space. Wait, do you have anything nice actually now you're here? Oh, wait, you're not supposed to be able to jump fences. Wait, what? What are you doing? Gunpowder, sea pickle, lime, mangrove, purple dye, azure. Nah. I mean, sea pickles, I don't have them, but there's not much use for one sea pickle. I'd rather wait until I find the biome, I think. Okay, so the farmers. This guy has been working his butt off, so that's nice. It's sort of a good news, bad news situation. You pushed the poor fella, he had no choice. But, I mean, if you're not able to jump, you shouldn't be able to do it if you are pushed, right? Unless I throw him over, he shouldn't be able to jump higher, just be adrenaline. Okay, fair enough. I didn't know I was that threatening, but okay. But yeah, the villagers that we set up last time, it's a good news, bad news situation. It works. Kind of, but not how I want. Wait, is there another trader? Wait, what? Sorry, I got distracted. I saw more llamas over here. Wait, there can be 2 traders at once? What have you got for potion of invisibility? Oh, interesting. Pale hanging moss, dye, poppy. No. I didn't know there could be 2 at once. I always only see 1. Interesting. Okay. Cool. I mean, not useful, but interesting. Discovered something new today. Nice. But yeah, the villagers, this guy has been working hard. He's been tossing food to this guy, but it's not wheat. It's bread. And a bit of wheat. So sometimes he drops wheat, but usually he drops bread. So yeah, that's why it's sort of good news because the system works. But it's bad news because this guy keeps crafting bread and I want wheat and not bread. So I think I was on the right track with this guy having an inventory. And I think Larentel, a little overachieving farmer. Yeah, he's trying to be a miller as well and a baker. I mean, stick to your job, dude. I think Larentel was actually on the right track as well last time when she said he shouldn't be able to access the composter. Because I think what is happening is he is clearing out his inventory. So he's putting seeds and stuff in the composter. And then he's crafting bread from the wheat. And then he's giving the bread to this guy. And at some point his inventory got too full. And that's when he started dropping some wheat. So what I think we have to do is remove that fence post. Try placing like a solid block on top of the composter. And hopefully he won't be able to get inside the composter. And then give him like 6 more stacks of seeds. So his entire inventory is filled up with seeds. And then hopefully, because he will be... his pockets will be full of seeds, he won't be able to make bread. So either he will start dropping wheat or throwing wheat to his friend. Or like we saw over there, he just isn't able to pick up the wheat and it will stay on here and we can collect it. And if that's the case, then we have to do something with hoppers underneath or a minecart or something like that that collects the wheat that he drops on the floor. But that's like a later issue. I think first step is trying to fix how this guy works and seeing if that actually works. And if that works, then we can figure out what to do next, I guess. So I think I will just grab a couple of stacks of seeds and a block to put on here. Maybe something that gives light actually to get some more light on the wheat. I think we have some blocks that just emit light. Like this. And then we have like a sun lamp with the crops. And then I need seeds. I'm just gonna take all of them, and if he can't pick them up, that's fine. But I don't want to have the same problem where I give him too little again. I don't want him crafting bread. Okay, so let's see if this works first. If we put something on... No, don't... Oh, you're annoying already. No, wait, what? What happened? Wait, he destroyed my... What? He stole my block? Oh my god, okay. Oh wait, huh? What? Where did it come from? Wait, what? What's happening? It was gone and then was back? The farmer's uprising, yeah. Okay, so can you access this now? Can you put something in there? No? I hope not. That's kind of the point. Ah. Okay, hopefully he can't. Wait, let me get a hoe. If you can put something in, so can he. So test if you can. Yeah, good idea. I'll test in a minute. Let me get my hoe first so I can fix that bit of farmland the guy instantly destroyed when I gave him like 1 second where he could jump on the composter. Can I? Oh wait, that's a pickaxe. Okay, so can we put something in there? We can put stuff in there. Hmm. But I don't see another way to fix it, because if I put blocks all around it, I'm not sure if he still wants to work anymore. Let's see if this works for. Let's give him a buttload of seeds. Can you pick all of these up? Oh, by trader despawned in front of our eyes. Do you want them? Can you get them? Pretty please? Yeah, you. Pick up the seeds. Or is your inventory already full? Or are you too busy gossiping? I don't want him to despawn. Okay, we'll wait till he's done gossiping, because I think he's just too focused now on his fellow villager. So I don't know if you caught it, Larentel, or if you were still away, but he's crafting bread. So this chest is completely filled with bread rather than wheat. So what I'm trying to... You could hear, okay. So I hope we can get him to get a full inventory so he can't craft new things. Glowstone is pretty cool, actually. I might use that in more places. Because I've also been thinking about, like, when this stuff is all underground, to make the farm prettier, I was thinking, like, putting, instead of torches, like, putting little lanterns along the paths. Like, building my own lanterns, not like the Minecraft lanterns, but like actual, like a pole with a light. And maybe glowstone would be useful for that, because I think it gives off more light than the torches. Glowstone in your little pond. Oh yeah, that would be nice. Okay, maybe they'll stay talking through the night. Because they don't have a bed, they just might stare into each other's eyes. Yes, very romantic. Okay, dude. It's working time. Oh, something else I figured out while we're waiting for this guy. The golems... One wandered off and ended up in this farm somehow. Because there used to be no gap in between these, so it was just next to each other, and he walked on top of this and into the farm, so I had a golem stuck in this farm. But because I was digging all the time underneath here, the drowned zombies came on land and started attacking the farmers, and the golem actually protected them. But then the golem died, and it dropped iron ingots and a poppy. And I'm not sure how, but I'm gonna try and figure out what causes the villagers to spawn golems. And you might understand where this is going, but iron is a pretty handy resource. And it's kind of annoying to go mining for it. The iron ingots I knew, but why the poppies? I don't know. It just dropped a single poppy. Savvy, no. Oh no. I might try and make a farm. and golem farm. I want iron. I'll put it underground. You guys don't have to see it. You'll never know it's there. I won't tell you about it. You'll just suddenly see a lot of iron lying around everywhere. Okay, Mr. Farmer dude, it's daytime. Here. Liar. Why? Why am I lying? How is that lying? I didn't flash forward to the next stream when Sevi proudly presents his fully automated underground golem murder farm. Okay, fair enough. Might be accurate. Is your inventory already full? Oh no, you start picking them up now. Okay, cool. Are you putting them straight into the composter though? It might... Wait, maybe he can put stuff in the composter, but because he can't get the bone meal out, at some point the composter will just be full and he can't use it anymore? I'm not sure how much you can put in there. Oh no, the bone meal still comes out. Yeah, no, never mind. Okay, so we might have to block his access to this composter entirely. Maybe we can put trapdoors on the sides of the glowstone, because then the farmer will think there's an entire block in here and he can't walk this way, but then maybe he can still reach the crops here. Let's see if that works. I'm not sure if he even wants to get out, but I'm not gonna risk it by leaving the fence open. I'm also not sure if they can even operate gates. Maybe I should test that at one point as well. Oh, we don't have birch trapdoors. Okay, let's make some birch trapdoors, because I want it to be in the same style as the fence. Because aesthetics. Oh, they actually have a little window here. Oh wait, that might be extra nice with the glowstone. I still think it's kind of mean that you guys just assume that I'm gonna show off the golem farm when I make it. It might be accurate, but it's mean. Oh look, there's wheat on the ground now, so is it... Oh. Exactly. Okay, so is it working? Because he's just leaving a lot of wheat on the ground now. The horror of your unethical machine being not aesthetically pleasing. Yes. That is horrible. I'm glad you understand. I mean, if this works, I'm gonna make a bigger version of this with more crops. I mean, it's gotta be nice to look at, right? Okay, so this works. He can't reach it anymore. But I'm not sure if it's necessary, because he already was dropping wheat on the floor before we did it, so... What if we keep it like this? Yeah, he's not picking up the wheat. And I don't think he's using the composter anymore. Because he keeps walking toward it, but I don't hear anything happening. Ooh, if this works without the trapdoors... I was just thinking this looks kind of like a beehive. It might be cool to actually put a beehive on there. If that works. I'm not sure if we can. And then have like little flowers around the farm and the bees can help the farmers pollinate the crops. Sort of. In my mind anyway. Or maybe we need beekeepers rather than farmers, because he might get stung if he's working around the bees all the time. Okay, but he did drop wheat so far, so we might leave them here for a while and see if this works. Because if this works as intended, there shouldn't be any more stuff ending up in here. Because he shouldn't be able to pick up the wheat, so it should just stay on the ground, like we saw just now. So if this works, this chest should stay empty. And let's see if that's actually the case. And if it does stay empty, then I'll have to figure out a way to collect the wheat that he drops on the floor, because that's gonna be the next problem. Oh, wait. I'm filled up with bone meal. Then we can make a bone block. All the bones. And let's put the hoe away for now, because we don't need it. And let's sleep, so these guys start working again. Sleep. Oh. It's one tiny pixel off. Yes. See, that's why I need the clock. Or the bell, the sound. Because we might be able to do that with note blocks. Wait, do I have a note block in here actually? Have I ever shown you guys the note blocks? Maybe it's in my redstone chest. That sounds logical to me. And I made the storage system, so... Yeah, there it is. And they make different sounds depending on where you put them, which is kind of interesting. So this was stone. This is amethyst. And then we have wood. And there's probably other materials as well, but I don't have many other materials in my base. So we could make like a clock tower with note blocks if we add like a couple of them, and you can change like the tone. You can't change the sound, but you can change the tone. So that's diamond. Okay. That's gonna be one expensive instrument. That's the same as amethyst, right? I think it's the same as the amethyst. So it's probably like... I don't think it's like every single material has a sound. I think it's like groups of materials, like all stone, all wood, all gems, all, I don't know, sand maybe, soil, maybe glass, wool. There's probably a couple of instruments. But yeah, if we can hook that up to a redstone signal and do some fancy stuff with repeaters and the daylight sensor, we might be able to make a little music on different times of day. Okay, so there's some wheat on the floor right now. Ah. I can't access my composter. Huh. Ah. Annoying. Huh. And the nice thing is, if he can't drop his seeds, his inventory should always be full, because when you harvest wheat, you get more seeds than you need to plant it back. So there should be... Oh yeah, I see some over there. There should be seeds ending up on the ground as well, because his inventory should just always be filled up with seeds. Yeah, so I think this is working now. Not exactly as I wanted, but... Okay, so next step is figuring out how to pick up the wheat. And the problem with that is that in order to pick up the wheat, we have to put something underneath the farm. But underneath the farm is a giant cave. So, yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Murder hole. So, I think now that we know this is working and sort of how it is working, I think we'll have to figure out a spot where we're gonna put like the complete thing with like the 4 different farms. And then we can figure out how to organize the underside of it, I guess. To actually make it automatic, because it's still not automatic now, right? Because I'd have to jump in there to collect everything. Can this guy still trade if he can't access his composter? Yeah, he can. Okay, cool. So Okay, we've got two options now, or at least I mean we have endless options, but the way I see it, there's two things we can do right now to make progress. And I'm gonna leave it up to you guys to decide which one you want. We can either work up here to figure out a place where we're gonna put like the full product, like the big farm, and start building that. Or we can go underground and try to get rid of all the water in the cave, and start like finalizing the cave so we can start moving stuff underground. Both are fine with me, so if you guys have a preference. I mean, normally I would say we could also go exploring, but if I can't run or crouch, that's gonna be difficult. Cave. Okay. Like the cave adventure? Okay, okay. Oh, by the way, Larentel, did you hear about the crafter, or were you too far away to hear it? Not that you do stuff with redstone, but crafter. Oh, wait, okay, let's go back. Just a quick recap. Just for you. So the crafter is this thing, and it automatically makes stuff for you. So I had it hooked up here, but I disabled it because I need actual bamboo rather than bamboo blocks. But we can put it back for now. Oh wait, oh, I have to crouch. Where's control? Over here, okay. Yeah. Okay, so this hopper is flowing into the crafter, right? And it has the same grid as the crafting table. So when we put stuff in the hopper, it flows into the crafter and it gets filled up, and then it wants to make a bamboo block. But it has to be powered, and I didn't want to put a button here because then it's still not automated. So I hooked it up to a comparator, and the comparator measures how many bamboo is in here. So it sends out a signal, and I made it exactly 9 blocks long. So by the time 9 bamboo is in here, it reaches the repeater, it sends a signal, it turns on, and it spits out a block into the chest. So you see it slowly turning on, and then whoop, and a block is made, and it's put in the chest. So it automatically makes stuff for me. And at some point I might want to automate it even further. Oh, crouching again. But I need bamboo stems now because I need a lot of whatchamacallit? The thingies to climb on. I want to say foundations, but that's not the right word. Scaffolding, yes, thank you. Did you say auto-magically? Yes, it... I intentionally said auto-magically. Because that's how it feels. It's very accurate. Yeah. All the redstone in this game, it's just auto-magic, if you ask me. Okay, so I've got a sort of decent pickaxe. I might repair it a bit actually, because that's kind of shabby. That's better. Okay, so what I've been doing here is just going around in circles and mining it out, but then when I hit a cave, I explore the cave. Wait, an Enderman has been here. Suddenly there's a block of dirt over there. But we need to get rid of this water somehow, so... I think it's big enough. Meow. Yeah. Cat army. Yeah, in the middle there's source blocks, so drink it. I mean, if there was just one or two, we could pick it up with a bucket. Because there's so many source blocks, it will just regenerate itself, so that's no use. So I might actually just grab like a bunch of gravel that I mined out and just start filling it with gravel, and then we can mine the gravel and the water should be gone. In theory. There's dirt and also... Yeah. But the problem with dirt is that you have to place it exactly in the right position, and with stuff like this that's flowing down, that's gonna be annoying, and gravel just falls, so... So I should be able to do stuff like this if I can crouch. See? And I mean, it's not necessary here, obviously, but if we get into caves, that's going to be useful if we can just drop it down into the cave and then the source block down in the cave gets removed. Oh, wait. I missed control. Oh no. Can I do toggle crouch? Sneak toggle. Haha. Ah, that's better. Okay. I know it's less exciting for you guys because now I won't fall into the water and into holes in caves and stuff, but it's better for my sanity. Very disappointing. Yeah, I get it. I'm sorry. Bad streamer. I know I should do everything to keep you guys entertained, but... not today. My buddy system Pinky doesn't agree. Everything for the riveting content, exactly, yeah. Well, nothing says riveting like placing stacks of gravel on water in a cave, so... I mean, look how high this water is. So you have to imagine I started like up there and I just mined in ever decreasing circles, right? And then I got lower and lower, and at some point I hit like a little water and I was like, oh, a little water, that's fine. And then I began my next circle and suddenly everything was water. Maybe I should have brought more gravel. You are entertained? Okay, that's good. Oh, I still have gravel. Okay, cool. I wish there was an easier way to get rid of water, but maybe... because this is flowing, right? So maybe if we get rid of the middle section, this will disappear as well. Okay, let's see. So these two are not flowing, so these are definitely source blocks. So let's see what happens if we remove this middle section. Let's make sure there are no zombies suddenly spawning behind us because I'm making dry land now. Okay, so that did nothing. Okay, this is doing something because the water was acting weird. Creeper would be funny. No, 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 no. Especially not with the toggle crouch, because I can't get away quickly now. I think I would just blow up, honestly. Ah, okay, that works. Oh wow, that worked better than I expected. Okay, okay, that did a lot of the water already. And then I was out of gravel. Okay, so toggle crouch. Let's get some more gravel. I'm afraid if I remove this gravel, then the water will just start flowing back in again and we'll have to start from scratch. So let's not do that. And I've got tons of the stuff anyway, so... let's just grab all of it. Yep. Okay. Crouch. It's so weird that you, from muscle memory, just know where the control key is, but when that finger doesn't work, I actually have to look at my keyboard to see where the control key is, because I don't know anymore. It's so weird. It's like only my pinky knows where control is. My brain doesn't actually know where the key is. Now let's fill in some of these deeper holes. And then when I'm mining this out later, I'll just encounter all of this gravel again. Oh. Oh, that got rid of a lot of water. Okay, nice. Where's this coming from? All flowing in that direction. Coming from over here, I think. This all looks like source blocks as well. Have you found a lot of caves filled with water, Larentel? Because for me this was a first. Maybe because I'm so close to the river or something, but... Usually you just find like dry caves with a lot of tunnels and stuff. But in here there's a lot of caves that are completely filled with water. Whoops. Let's see. I think source blocks start here. Most caves I have found have at least one lake. Yeah, I mean, lakes. But this is not lakes. This was entire caves filled with water. Like, the second you step in them, it's just water. The only way you can explore them is swimming. Like, run out of breath. I almost drowned in a couple of these caves when I thought like, oh, this is just a little tunnel. I'll explore it for a second. Oh, you've never entered them? Okay, fair enough. I mean, can't recommend it. Afraid of drowning. Yeah, exactly. Like all the small tunnels that are going everywhere and nowhere, and they're all just filled with water. Because this just looks like a lake, but that's because I dug away everything that was here. But imagine like this tunnel, but where the water is was the roof. That's like next level spelunking. Wait, why did I drop? I have control on, right? Yeah. Wow, that torch is holding on for dear life. Oh, so much water. At some point, I just stopped mining this section of the cave and only worked on that section because I was tired of all the water. Mining underwater is also very slow, so this got tiresome really quickly. Well, wait. I thought it was deeper. Ah, that's helping. Worst nightmare, yeah. I mean, stuck in a cave would be a pretty big nightmare, but stuck in a cave underwater, that's ill. I think we're getting somewhere now. That's all draining away. Okay, good. I think we might be okay if we just do this section, actually. Because I don't think there's many source blocks over here. Does this all drain? No. Ah, crap. Okay. Isn't IRL cave diving one of the most dangerous hobby/sports you can do? Yeah, probably. I mean, you definitely hear the most accidents in the news from those kind of... But spelunking in general, I think. Like, not necessarily watery caves, but just caves in general. People get stuck in them all the time. And then the problem also is because it's like small caves and stuff, you can't be rescued easily, so they usually need like specialized rescue teams of hundreds of people just to get one person out. Because it's so difficult to reach them. Terrifying, yeah. Ah, it's kind of satisfying when one block can clean up such a big area. Okay, let's see over here. I think source blocks are here. That drained it a little bit, but okay, that's better. Still some source blocks over here. It's a good way to get used to the water mechanics in this game. That all clear? Yeah, that's all gone. Okay, nice. Okay, cool. I think we got it all. But yeah, so it was just like case like this, but then underwater. So you were swimming through this. I think we still have some on the other side. I think this is pretty cool as well. This is the sun. So there's like a couple tiny holes. And then you get a sun shaft shining through. I think that's the shader pack. I don't think that's vanilla Minecraft. But it looks nice. Don't fall through those holes. No. On the surface, I marked them with torches all around, so they're pretty obvious. But that's where I marked out where the river began, because I was digging on the top layer and then I suddenly was in the river, so I blocked it off with cobblestone, and then I actually wrote down the coordinates and I marked them on top, so I knew where I could and couldn't dig to not flood my entire cave with the river. To hopefully prevent stuff like this, but then I found underwater rivers, so yeah, I guess we still have to do some water maintenance, but oh well. Okay, cool. So now we should be able to clean this up. Wait, we still get flint out of gravel we placed ourselves? That's interesting. Okay, let's block it off here. Okay, cool. We plugged that hole. Let's mark it out. Don't remove that block. Because the idea is, I mean, this is a cave, right? And over there you see a little bit of wall because that's the backside of my storage. I think it's pretty funny because when I dug out that storage, I thought, wow, this is a big room. And now it's tiny. But yeah, I want to decorate this, right? So this is not gonna be the wall. I'm gonna make it nice. So I'm gonna add a ceiling and I'm gonna add walls and a floor. So I made it like one bigger in every direction than I think I need it to be. So I can add like a layer of blocks to decorate it. So you won't see those walls anymore because there will be another wall in front of it. So it doesn't really matter that there's like a little gravelly hole over there because there's gonna be a wall in front of it anyway. But I just have to remember to not accidentally dig that away at some point. I'm not sure how I'm gonna make it pretty. chickens and golems will have a nice view. Exactly. They will know some happiness before they give their life for the greater good. Or something like that. Okay, so now we should be able to just remove all this gravel and it should be completely dry. I think it's really interesting that you can get flint from gravel you place yourself, because I've mined this once before, right? So now there's another random chance I get flint, so you could actually get infinite flint by just placing and removing gravel continuously. I mean, I guess it would be hard for the game to mark a block as already mined and then remember that that block doesn't generate flint anymore, but still, it somehow I didn't expect you could get flint from the same block of gravel twice. Okay, but this worked nicely. Now we just have some dry land over here. But yeah, that's why I need all the scaffolding, because if I want to reach the ceilings up here, I'm gonna need a way to get there. So I had made the fancy crafter make bamboo blocks for me, and then I realized, oh wait, I need regular bamboo to make scaffolding. The only advantage of dirt would have been that dirt is quicker to mine than gravel. But it would have taken way longer to place it. Strange to think that this was all cave, like naturally generated cave with water, and now it's just open air. But yeah, this is the great thing about the gravel, right? That we now also have the floor filled in with gravel. Because it just falls down all the way. So, theoretically, I should be safe to continue digging here again without encountering water, because we just threw gravel in all the holes. Or at least I hope I got all the holes. I will show you guys one of those caves that's still intact, so you can appreciate the terror. Hey. So I left one over here because it wasn't in the way and I figured it couldn't hurt, but... Just what I needed before bed. Exactly. I knew you would like it. So yeah, it's like this. It's just... water in tunnels, in tunnels, in tunnels. And you can't escape by mining because mining underwater is really slow. Wait, I can't go down because I can't press control. Eh. But yeah, it just goes a very long way in all directions. And it just goes on and on and on. And it goes even deeper down there. So this is the kind of tunnels that I hit while mining, and then there was water everywhere because it just flowed out of these tunnels. And this is a nice hack I discovered when I was in one of these tunnels. Placing a torch temporarily breaks the water block, so then you can breathe, and then the torch gets broken by the water. It's a nice hack to quickly get somewhere. But yeah, so that's the kind of tunnels that were around here everywhere, and that's why there was water everywhere. They're really annoying to deal with. And when I realized how deep this one went, I was like, I will just leave it there. But yeah, if I ever need to expand this cave, if it's not big enough for some reason, then I really have to be careful about that tunnel that's behind that wall somewhere. And about the river, right? Because the river flows... I mean, behind those blocks is just water. Sometimes you see squid tentacles poking through. And it flows like in a bit of a curve around the base. So if we expand like 10 blocks that way, we hit the river again. And if we expand 30 blocks that way, we hit the other river. So I'm kind of in between water everywhere. So maybe that's why all these caves are filled with water as well. Oh, there's a cat. Hello. So yeah, somehow the villagers are like over there, I think. And if I'm working in this cave, cats just start spawning. So it's something to do with the proximity to villagers. Okay, let's put away all this gravel. And all the flint. Yeah, I'm full of flint. You can go there. Okay, so we solved that. Yeah, the next step is just more mining, but I'm not sure if you guys want to see that. I mean, you said you wanted cave adventures, but that's not really an adventure, right? I'm just gonna go around digging in circles to clear this place. I mean, if you guys want bedtime content, then maybe that's fine, but... I'm giving you the chance to opt out now. Let's say it like that. I mean, I don't mind doing it. My brain kind of enjoys it for some reason, but... It would just be this for the next hour. Or whatever. Oh wait, not an hour. It's already 9:30, I see. Why did this torch break? That was weird. Actually gonna go to bed? Oh, okay. Well, sleep well then. I hope it's not too hot in your bedroom, because it's still quite warm in here. I don't mind the mining, it's quite nice, chill evening. Okay, that's fine. Like I said, my brain, I don't know. Fun mining, thank you. Good night. And my brain kind of likes this. I'm not sure why, but I can literally spend hours doing this. Especially with like the good enchantments on the pickaxe, because then you mine faster, so you go through the blocks kind of quick. Without enchantments, it becomes boring because it just takes too long to remove a single block. But with the enchantments and these like easy to mine blocks, it's quite nice to just go around in circles with some music or a podcast or something like that. And just zone out a bit. And I had distractions from the cats, so once in a while I could try and catch a cat. See if it was a new color. But now I have other colors, so... Yeah, it's raining outside. Can definitely see that. Yeah. Well, nothing's stopping you from buying Minecraft. It's a very fun game. It's only light amounts of slavery, so... Very ethical. If you play it. I mean, you can play it without slavery. I'm only gonna judge you a little bit if you play it without slavery. I think there should be light amount of slavery in Minecraft. That's the intended way to play the game, I'm sure. The villagers are just asking for it. Still got room in my inventory. I don't even know what to say to that. Ooh, iron. Honestly, I don't even know what to say to that, so... Let's grab this coal. Oh, it's a big coal vein, okay. Very big coal vein, wow. Nice. Coal looks like chocolate chip cookies. Yeah, kinda. I think they've been in the oven a little too long. They're kinda crunchy. If you need a pickaxe to break your cookies, then something is wrong. The good kind of crunchy. I'm not sure. I mean, crunchy cookies are good, but... if they're this tough, I don't know. I mean, this pickaxe is made from diamonds, and my teeth are not, so I think I'll skip. Actually, talking about chocolate chip cookies, you can make chocolate chip cookies in Minecraft. Wait, let me show you. You're just hungry. Let's see, we need wheat. I'm not sure how many actually, and we need cocoa beans. I'm not sure what the recipe is, but cookie. Oh yeah, chocolate chip cookie. I can't eat it right now because I'm not hungry. Yeah, we can jump up and down a few times and then we'll get hungry. We can eat the cookie. You'll have it. I'll try and send it over to you. Why are we not getting hungry? Normally you get hungry if you're running and jumping around. Like IRL, but also in the game. Maybe a little bit of falling will help. Did I eat recently? I don't think so. Oh, we're getting there. Yeah, I'm not sure how the... Ah, wait, there we go. How the hunger works. Nom 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 nom. Cookie. Okay, so did you enjoy that, like, vicariously through my Minecraft character? Nom 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 nom. Where did we stop mining? I want to continue my nice circles. I think we stopped here. You did? Okay, good. You're also gonna grab your own snack. Okay, okay, fair enough. Oh no, thunderstorm. But yeah, so this cave is also why I really want to get those, to get my automated XP going with the kelp farm, and why I want to get the villagers with the enchantment books, because when you do stuff on this scale, the tools break so quickly. Even I have Unbreaking 3 on this, and I've repaired it like 4 times. And this is, I think, my 3rd pickaxe going through this cave. Because at some point, every time you repair it, it becomes more expensive to repair it. And not in diamonds, but in levels. And at some point, my previous pickaxe cost like 50 levels to repair. And I just don't have that amount of experience. So at that point, it's just... Oh, black and white cat. Hello. Like the penguin one. It becomes so expensive it's not worth it, so you just make a new one, but you have to enchant it again, and then you have to hope you get good enchantments, and it's a whole process. Tuxedo? Yeah, tuxedo one. I mean, penguins are basically just birds wearing tuxedos, right? Do I? No. I have a shirt with a penguin. I thought I was wearing it, but I think I was wearing it yesterday. Thought that would be a nice coincidence, talking about penguins and then wearing a penguin, but no. Yeah, there he is, Tuxedo Cat. Wow, that's a really big thunderstorm going on outside. Luckily for us, we are cozy inside our cave. Very cozy, this cave. Like a giant damp hole in the ground. Ooh, copper. I don't really care for the copper itself, but smelting the copper gives more experience than smelting the kelp, so if I'm gonna mine all this anyway, I might as well grab the copper and smelt it into copper ingots so I get more experience. But yeah, that's why the mending would be so good to have on your tools, because then if you have a good pickaxe and you have mending on it, you just get some experience and you can mine again. I'm not sure how much experience it would take to actually repair it from almost broken to completely full again, but it's got to be less than getting up to 30 levels to do the enchantment thing all over again. Okay, cookies don't fill up my hunger very much, I think, because I already had to eat another cookie just now. So as far as I understand it, you have like your stakes at the bottom of the screen. It's like your hunger meter. And if that's too low, then you can't sprint anymore, and you also don't heal anymore if you are damaged. And different foods fill up a different amount of like the little stakes at the bottom of the screen. So a cookie fills maybe 1 steak and the cooked chicken fills like 3 steaks. But there's also something... There seems to be like a sort of hidden statistic behind it as well. Where if you get completely filled up with food, it's like having a full stomach or something. Like, you don't need food for some time afterwards, and it feels like some foods keep you full for longer than others, which, I mean, it would make sense from a real life perspective, right? A cookie won't... It might satiate you at the moment, but it won't keep you full for hours. Whilst the cooked chicken will keep you full for hours, so it makes sense, but it's not like visually represented in the game, so you just have to figure it out by trial and error, I guess. But yeah, seeing as though we already had to eat again while we had just eaten that cookie, I'm guessing the cookie doesn't really fill you up that much. So it could actually be worth it for some foods if they don't give you a lot of like steaks at the bottom of the screen, but they do keep you full for very long. They might actually be more useful than foods that give you a lot of steaks, but only for a short time. If that makes sense. My inventory is full. You're still blown away by the amount of detail and rules behind this game. Yeah, I mean, for a game that's often described as quote-unquote simple and just blocky and, you know, it's actually quite complex and there's quite a lot behind it. Rather than it's just a cozy game about placing blocks and maybe there's some zombies. Especially also with all the redstone stuff, right? There's so much you can do with that. It's insane. Like I've seen people build like a game inside the game. It's crazy. And there's so much to discover and figure out that this game can keep you entertained for years on end. And that also depends on your playstyle, right? If you just want to get stuff done, you might Google some stuff or you might watch a lot of YouTube tutorials and then you can go through the game quite quickly. But I try to... I mean, I absolutely watch Minecraft YouTube, but I try to stay away from like my content, like beginner level content, because that would spoil stuff for me. So I'm only watching like high level YouTubers who don't explain their stuff anymore because for them it's second nature. And I especially watch a lot of building stuff just for inspiration, just to see the cool stuff people do with the game. Wait, that's not smart. I'm gonna dig there next. Heard stories about people making stuff in Minecraft, but I couldn't really fathom how that would work. Now I'm like, whoa, damn. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if someone tells you from, oh, they made, I don't know, they made Doom in Minecraft, or they made Snake in Minecraft, or Frogger in Minecraft, then it's just like very abstract. Like, okay, that sounds cool. But you don't really appreciate it, I guess. But now that I'm working with redstone myself, I'm like, oh my god, this is so complicated. How do you go from my level, like, yay, guys, look, I made something that automatically makes bamboo blocks from bamboo sticks, to an entire game. There's so much steps between my level and their level. It's insane. Those guys have such a good grasp of both the mechanics of this game, but also programming in general, and how you deal with the limitations of the game and how you exploit that to your advantage. It's insane. But yeah, I really love like dipping my toes in it and like slowly figuring it out as I go on my level and just making my own discoveries, and it's so much more satisfying when you figure it out yourself. Already surprised by like 90% of the stuff you come up with. Yeah, sometimes some of it feels very naturally, I think. And sometimes I wish I was recording all the time, right? Because sometimes I'm just doing stuff like this and just playing by myself, and then I have an epiphany, and or I'm messing around with the redstone, like with those daylight sensors, and then I think, oh, what happens if you hook it up to a bit of redstone? Oh wait, it's not just on off, it's actually a signal strength. Okay, wait, what can we do with that? Oh wait, the strength changes with the time of day. We might be able to make like a clock with that, and then that just gets the ball rolling, and then you start thinking about it more and more, and you start fiddling around more and more, and suddenly you have built a machine. So I don't feel like I really understand the redstone stuff, but I just understand it enough that I can brute force it into something that works. But yeah, a lot of that stuff happens like off stream when I'm just by myself and just fiddling around, and then suddenly I'm like, oh wait, maybe I can do this, and then I try it out, because when I have an idea like that, I just have to do it. I can't just be like, oh, this might be cool, let's do it next stream, because by that time I will have forgotten what it was. So that's why there's sometimes between streams entire factories appearing because I just had an idea one day and I had to put it into action, and then suddenly there's a new machine. So yeah, you guys were probably right about the golem stuff. Probably at some point I will have dug out this cave and I will start building, I will start copying like the farms that are on the surface, and I'll put them down here, and then I'll start thinking about new farms, and then suddenly between streams there will be 3 or 4 new machines down here, and I will be very happy about them. You don't have to tell me we were right. Okay, okay. Then I won't tell you. Oh, almost done with another layer here. The sound of picking up blocks is actually quite satisfying as well. Like the little plup plup plup. Okay, here's my inventory. Let's empty this a bit. Where did I put the andesite? Here. Granite. And more cobblestone. I'm gonna need more chests soon. This is the start of your ASMR Minecraft career? No. I don't think my voice would be very suited for ASMR, because when I get excited I start talking louder and faster, and I don't think that's what you want if you're listening to ASMR. I mean, imagine me doing ASMR and then finding like a new cool animal in a cave or something. Like, oh my god, what is that? Oh, it's so cute! And everyone is awake again, so no. Okay, so that's the right side done. Time for the left side. Now there's no water anymore there, so... But otherwise they'd miss the new animal. Fair enough. Okay, I like working in layers of 2 blocks high, because then you can... I can just barely move my mouse around and get all the blocks in front of me. It's very satisfying. Okay, so I did begin by digging out this 2 wide channel. Pick up some more of our own gravel. Oh, there's the kitty. Yeah, the cookies... I mean, we are hungry again. If we eat a chicken now, we can mine for a very long time without needing food. So there's something there, like a hidden statistic, that dictates how quickly you become hungry again after eating certain foods. We might have to do an experiment with that at some point, like... I don't know, the quickest way to get hungry is by taking damage, I think. So we might build like a platform that's high enough that we take a lot of damage, but not high enough that we actually die from it, and then just eat different kinds of food and jump from that platform and see how well they work. See if we can figure out like the ultimate food in Minecraft. It's not cookies, I can tell you that much. For science, exactly. It's like myth busting, but Minecraft. And we are the dummy ourselves. Yay, no more water in the cave. Ooh, I see some ores. And let's get a light going here, actually. Oh, I can't make a satisfying arrangement here. That's annoying. Okay. I had all the torches like neatly lined out, and then somehow, somewhere I made a mistake, and ever since then it's a mess. And it kind of bugs me, but it's just not enough to change all of them, because that's too much work. And if we're gonna plug this up with walls anyway, I have to redo all the torches at some point, so it's not worth it. But it bothers me like just a tiny bit. Every time I look at the cave walls, I'm like, ah, that torch is not in the place it should be. I'm just a sucker for symmetry, I can't help it. Project for a later date. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if I'm gonna decorate this, so I'm gonna put like, I don't know, bricks or whatever along this wall, the torches have to go anyway, so... No, water! No, 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 no. Do I have gravel? No, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, that's better. Okay, so we didn't get rid of all the water, apparently. There's still some around here somewhere. Let's hope that was the last of it. Maybe I just missed, like, one block or something. Bit of wishful thinking there. Is there enough torches in here? Alright, this connects up to our other caves, okay. But I'm not gonna fill this entire corridor, so there'll just be a wall in front, so I have to make sure there's enough torches so there's not zombies spawning behind it, because that would be annoying. But that's a really big cave network, because this actually connects to the cave down there, and that cave down there connects to our mine shaft somewhere in like 3 different places at different elevations. Was a fun project to get all that lit up with torches. To avoid zombies and skeletons wandering into my mine shaft. It really is huge. Yeah, it's really, really big. I can try, maybe, wait, maybe I can showcase it a little with the camera mod. Oh, wait. Not the toggle crouch. That's better. Wait, creeper? Wait, what? Maybe I didn't place enough torches over here. But yeah, this, I think this one, yeah, this connects to my mine shaft because you see the rail tracks over here. So from my mine shaft, it goes over here and ends up in this cave. And when I got into this cave, I thought like, oh, cool, a cave that will be quick to fix. But then this cave branches off to the left, which branches off in two different directions again. This was a dead end, luckily, but this one, I think... Oh, that's also a dead end, okay. And so we are standing up there somewhere now. But then this also goes to the same dead end, but from a different level. And this goes along all the way over here. And in through here. Through all these, like, little tiny corridors. And this ends up back in the main cave again. And it's insane. And it's all connected. And one of those corridors down here might have been this one. Is it this one? No. There was like a really tiny one, which I was sure would be a dead end. And yeah, it's this one. It actually continues into even more caves. And I just noticed I didn't even explore one because this goes into an entirely new cave again. Which is all just somewhere below our base. And it's like, it's crazy. So I did all that in like bursts, so I just took like an hour of my time every time and I just started placing torches in the cave, and when I was out of torches I just returned to my base and then I continued another day because it was just corridor after corridor after corridor, and then at some point you forget where you are and where you have to go, and it's a whole thing. Wait, did I just... Wait, what? No, oh crap. I think. How is your village still standing? It's basically floating with so many caves. Yeah, good question. I think I accidentally pressed Q. Oh, it's over here. Phew. I pressed Q when I was doing the camera and I dropped my fancy pickaxe. That would have been disastrous. I was suddenly like, wait, why is my pickaxe so damaged? And then I noticed I only had one pickaxe. See, that's the dangers of not being able to use your pinky. I have to move my hand on the keyboard so much I don't know where my fingers are anymore, and then I press the wrong buttons and then stuff like this happens. But yeah, it's a good thing Minecraft doesn't really have physics for, like, gravity, because that's just one layer of soil. That's not possible. That's you in any game. Well, maybe if you remove the the tape that's connecting your pinky to your ring finger, you would do better. Because that's what's holding me back, so... Hello, kitty. Hello. I don't have fish. I'm sorry. I have a torch. No, not interested. What's holding you back is a lack of skill. Well, you will get better in time. I mean, when I started gaming, I sucked at it as well. The only difference is I started gaming at like 9 years old and not at 30, so yeah. Very encouraging. Yeah, just start 20 years ago and you will get better in no time. No, by the time you are in your retirement home, you will be a pro gamer. No worries. Let me grab my TARDIS. Exactly. Easy fix. Okay, there was no more water there, so that's good. So I hope it was just the one block of water we missed. I think I'll finish off this section and then we'll call it for today. Because I think by the time it will be cool enough in my house that I can actually go to bed. Or I hope it will be. That's my inventory space. Oh wait, let's drop some stuff. Oh wait, the andesite is in here as well. Stone? Oh wait, because I was mining with the silk touch pickaxe. Yeah, whoops. We'll keep this on. No, let's keep the cookies in here to save space. The only problem with continuous mining like this, you have to hold the left mouse button, so I have a harder time drinking my tea. There's not a hold to mine button. You gotta have tea breaks. Yeah, exactly. I can't not have my tea. It's also good for my finger to get some rest every once in a while because I'm just holding down the button. No need to enslave yourself. No, we've got the villagers for that, so... Oh, sorry, glow lichen. Oh, if we could get the villagers to mine, that would be awesome. I think even for Minecraft, that's a step too far. Because then they would have to be able to break blocks, and if they are able to break blocks, then you can't contain them, so they wouldn't technically be your slaves anymore, because they would be free to go. So, no, let's not do that. I will do the mining, the villagers can do the rest. They can do the farming and the food and hopefully the enchantment stuff as well. I'm not sure what other stuff villagers can do. I mean, you can trade with them, but I'm not sure if they can actually, like the farmer, like actually do something. I guess when we have the farmers going and we start messing around with the other villagers, we're just gonna have to experiment with them and see what jobs they can do and what they can actually do with those jobs. It would be cool if we could get like, because I was thinking about expanding the animals room, right? So like give them more space, give them like a nice meadow. It would be cool if we could get like a shepherd or a cattle herd or something who's just feeding our animals and milking them, maybe sharing them. That would be cool. Are there many different professions they can get? Farmer, you mentioned librarian. Yeah, I know farmer and librarian for sure. And there's clerics. I've seen them in like the normal villages, like the not built by me ones. And I've seen leather workers, I think they were called. But in the villages, they were just the farmers in the villages are actually farming, right? So it was pretty obvious that they could actually do farming and actually get crops. But all the other professions, like the cleric and the leather workers, and I think I saw like a blacksmith kind of guy in a village somewhere. But they were all just walking around, and you could trade with them, of course, and they had like items that fit their profession. But why is it suddenly getting so bright? Oh, I'm underneath a chest. Yeah, okay. So they weren't actually like doing stuff. They were just walking around and doing villager stuff, like gossiping with each other in the village square and the town square and going to bed every night and being afraid of zombies and stuff like that. And you could buy like leather armor or iron armor, I think. Or maybe you could buy swords from the weapon, from the smith guy. I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't think they can actually work. work. That's a nice Warcraft throwback. So yeah, that's why I think we'll have to experiment with them to see if we can get them to do something, because maybe they can do stuff, but it's just not happening in the villages because they lack something, like an instrument or like something in their inventory, or I don't know. And if they're just for trade, that's fine as well. We'll just... They lack a dictator. Exactly. You get it. They need some guidance. They are just lost little villagers who need some guidance to make the most out of their lives. And that's what I can provide. And I'm not setting up a cult, I think. But yeah, I mean, we now know how we can make more villagers, so we can just experiment with them and try different job sites, because I think they can just, or at least the villagers I've seen, get their jobs from the workstations that we built for ourselves. Like the farmer is working at the composter and the cleric was working at the brewing station. And the leather workers, I think, were working with cauldrons of water where they like tan their hides or something. So we could just like get, I don't know, 10 or 20 villagers and place down every crafting station we know and just see what they do. And then we can figure out what professions they have and if they actually perform a job or if they are just there for trade. And if they are there for trade, like what trades do they offer? Are they any good? Are they useless? Do we want to keep them around or not? And then I think in the future, I kind of see, and this is future, but like the zoo stuff I was talking about, like collecting every animal, I think it would actually be cool to like build our own sort of village. So with the farms we're working on now, I want to kind of decorate it as much as the game allows it without hampering the functionality of the farms, right? But I want to make it look kind of nice and maybe give them a little house or a little like garden shed where they can sleep in or something. So they're still gonna be slaves, but I want to make it look like they might be enjoying themselves. And if we can get a lot of different professions, it would be cool to like build dedicated buildings for them, right? So for a librarian, we might build like a sort of library. And for the cleric, we can build a church. And your choice of words is very concerning there, sir. No, it's fine, it's fine. Don't pay attention to it too much, please. Don't alert the authorities. Not necessary. But yeah, I get like a blacksmith going and maybe a mill if there's a miller. I'm not sure if there's a miller. And like a barn for the farm animals, and maybe if there's something like a shepherd or a cattle herd, he can sleep in there as well. And maybe one of the villagers can become police and arrest you. Oh no. The villager revolt is starting already. Don't encourage them. Nice. But you can see how crazy these caves are, right? So I just showed you that cave. So this sort of connects to this one. I mean, not completely, but you can see the flow of it, right? So this goes all the way through here, and then it appears to end here, but there's still some missing blocks over here. And then we saw the water cave, right? That connects somewhere up here behind these walls as well. So it's just one big convoluted maze of tunnels and badness below our base. So I wouldn't actually be surprised. So we've got 2 more blocks to go, and then we still need 1, 2, 3 more. It wouldn't surprise me if we go down 5 blocks if we find like an entirely new cave or something, or another pool of water or whatever. But yeah, oh wait, my inventory is very full. They'll be setting up their own union soon. Oh no, not the UN. Not the Geneva Convention. We don't need that here. Let's clean some of this stuff up. Meow, 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 meow. So many cats. I mean, my completionist collector brain really appreciates having all the colors. My I like quiet and solitude brain part doesn't like the never-ending meowing over here. Yeah, so see how this actually gives me quite a lot of experience. Might be time for that cat cafe sooner than you thought. Yeah, maybe for my own sanity. But I think the next when I have that duck down, I think that's like another hour work, maybe 2. I'll start decorating the cave and then I'll start moving this stuff down. I think that's my priority number 1 now, because it's hard for me to visualize how I can decorate this space and how I can, like, giving the animals a better barn and a nicer meadow and stuff. I have a sort of vision for that, but it's hard to actually visualize it with all this stuff hanging around here. So I think my number 1 priority is getting rid of all this stuff and putting it underground. Then I have like a clear canvas to work with. And then I can start thinking about building like a little village or a cat cafe or stuff like that. And we might even... I'm not sure if the villagers need to be in close proximity for them to function. So I might have to test a little with that as well. Because like the farming guys, if I want to continuously produce crops and I have to be close for that, then I'll have to build the farms like somewhere around my house, right? Because otherwise it won't work. But if the other villagers are just for trading, then we could also decide to build the village like on the other side of the river or something. It doesn't have to be here. Because if I'm gonna make like a nice house for every profession, just off the top of my head, I already know like 6 professions. And if you want to build a kind of nice, I don't know, like a blacksmith or a library or a church, it's gonna take up a lot of space and that might not work around the farm. So we might decide to just build like a kind of medieval style village on the other side of the water or something, which we can just visit every now and then when we want to trade with them. And then have this space like our sort of island between the rivers reserved for our farm, right? Because if you look at this from above and just imagine this stuff is grass, as far as I'm capable of, it doesn't actually leave that much space to work with. Because if I'm gonna build a bigger barn, and I sort of think the meadow... I can't go down. Control is hard to reach. I'm thinking of building the barn like on the side of our house. And then have the meadow just place fences like this perimeter or something. Just give them like a really big meadow where they can walk around and have some nice grass and flowers and hay bales and maybe a water trough, or maybe we'll actually make a little branch of the river, like just a little tiny bit that they have some water they can access, and then we can build like a tiny shepherd's hut in there. And that can either be a legit shepherd, if that's a profession in the game, or it can just be like a regular villager who's wandering around in there. I don't care. But yeah, then it doesn't leave much room for like additional houses and villagers and stuff. So I already have a path going to the river and even a path on the other side of the river, because I used to have like a mining entrance over there somewhere in the forest. So I might just terraform this a bit more and build like a village on the other side of the river. And then we can just be like the very well-off farmer from the village, right? And our farm was doing so well, we had to move across the river and claim some more land for ourselves or something. Millionaire's Island, yeah. And then on the other side of the river, we can build the zoo. But yeah, that's just future plans. Like in I don't know, 40 gameplay hours from here or something. Yeah, how's this look? Is this chest still empty? Chest is still empty. Okay, cool. So is there wheat on the ground? Not right now, but we were probably too far away and it all despawned and stuff, so I'm just gonna assume this still works. I'll keep an eye on them when I'm playing off stream just to make sure this actually works. And I'll start thinking about how we can get something going underneath. But yeah. But yeah, I think this will do for now. So thank you for hanging out for my little mining session. Did this stuff smell? Yeah, okay, cool. Let's collect this. Then I can put this away in storage. And then we will end the stream for now, surrounded by kitties. Hello, kitties. They're all looking at me expectantly. Yeah, so thank you for hanging out. Have a nice evening. And, oh, by the way, no stream this Saturday. So no Baldur's Gate on Saturday. Baldur's Gate will be on Sunday this week. So just so you know. Thank you, sleep well, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.